Why, hello again. Welcome back, and I hope you learned a lot from the last video on multiplying fractions. This video is on dividing fractions, which is our next lesson, and you're going to see that it's very, very easy if you understood what we did in the last video. So there's only one difference. So it's basically just if you see a division, so 2 divided by 7, or sorry, 2 over 7 divided by 3 over 5, all you have to do is copy the first fraction, 2 over 7, change the division to a multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So the second fraction flipped would mean the 5 goes on the top and the 3 goes on the bottom. And well, like I said, if you remember how to multiply fractions, this section is going to be very easy. 2 times 5 is on the numerator, 2 times 5, and 7 times 3 in the denominator. 2 times 5 is 10, 7 times 3 is 21. And is that the end of the story? Well, there's nothing I can think of that I can divide 10 by, and I can also divide 21 by. So yes, this would be our final answer. So yeah, it's just the same thing as multiplication, but you have to flip the second fraction first. Here's another example. 2 over 4 divided by 3 over 7. So same thing, we're just going to say 2 over 4 times, so we're changing the division to a times, very important. I see some people keep this as a division symbol and then they get lost. So we change the division to a times and then flip the 7 on top and flip the 3 down on the bottom. And so now we have 2 times 7 on the top and 4 times 3 on the bottom. That was not very well drawn. 4 times 3, there we go. 2 times 7 is 14. 4 times 3 is 12. And can this be reduced? Well, yes. I can divide both of these numbers by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. 12 divided by 2 is 6. This is our final answer. This is the reduced form of the fraction. Let's go on to the next question here. 3 over 8 divided by 7 over 3. Same idea. 3 over 8 times, flip the second fraction, 3 over 7, and multiply. So 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 7 is 56. Can this be reduced? Well, not quite. If we had 54 instead of 56, then both numbers could be divided by 9, but that's not the case here. So this is our final answer in its most reduced form. Oh, here we go. So here's another one where 10 is not a fraction. So we have to change it into a fraction by dividing it by 1. Now it is a fraction, 10 over 1. And same story as usual, 10 over 1, change this to a times, flip the second fraction, and go ahead and multiply. So 10 times 2 is 20. 1 times 1 is 1. Well, I mean, 20 divided by 1 is still just 20. So whenever you see a final answer that looks like this, just ignore the 1. We don't need the 1. It's sometimes useful to introduce the 1, like to change this into a fraction. But if your final answer has a 1 in the denominator, just take the numerator. You know, that'll be our answer, just the 20. And here's another one. 3 over 4 divided by 3 over 1. There are no surprises here. This is exactly the same as the ones above, times 1 over 3. Although I say no surprises, there is an option to be a bit, a bit sneaky here and, be a little bit quicker, I suppose. I'll do it the long way, or the normal way that we've learned how to do it so far, which would be 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. But then you have to reduce these. which they both divide by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. But I noticed something at this stage. It's that the top number, there was a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom, and everything was a multiplication. And so I hinted at this in the last video. If there's a 3 up here and a 3 down there, you could just cancel the 3's. And what's left? Well, there would be a 1 left on the top and a 4 left on the bottom. And look at our answer. It's 1 over 4. So sometimes it can be a little bit clever, and it will save you some time, and it can save you a lot of effort. As long as you know when to do these little shortcuts properly, then, go ahead. It's great to take little shortcuts if they're effective. So that's it for division. Again, it's just the same as multiplication, but you have to flip the second fraction before multiplying. So not very complicated. You'll see in the next video, though, adding and subtracting fractions, that can be a little bit more complicated. So get ready for that. I'll see you in the next video.